Welcome to this week of Shadowguard. Charlie, your camera's still spinning, so hopefully we'll see your beautiful face here very shortly. But yeah, there it is right there. So, welcome everybody to this week where we continue to see how the group deals with their little vampire hunt that they were hired by Glod to assist him with. I don't really have any announcements besides the fact that I'm almost done with the first page of my loot tables for my Monster Hunter stuff. Only 70 more monsters to go, which sucks in case you guys are wondering. But Charlie, do you got anything?
I do. There's all kinds of new news, and I'll post some links in chat to go with the news in just a moment. But our new Stars Without Numbers stream campaign podcast, the first episode is out. There's a couple GM prep sessions out with me as well. They are on the YouTube page. The first episode is also, it's out in podcast form. So it is on you can find it on Space Case Podcast, SoundCloud. You can also should be able to find it on iTunes, TuneIn, all of the other podcast networks except for Spotify, starting hopefully tomorrow, but maybe the next day. We have a new episode of that coming this Sunday night, and we're going to be doing those once a week. So keep tuning back in for that sci-fi campaign. It's very fun. Also, Shadowguard episodes are completely or almost up to date. Episode 16, which is last week, will be going up tonight. And tonight's episode will be going up tomorrow or the next day. So definitely go check us out on YouTube. Give us a subscribe. Check out the backlog of episodes if you want to get the whole story. Yeah.
Cool. I have one slight announcement. I actually did my first Monster Hunter one-shot because my other players in my other game weren't on. And it actually went decently well besides the fact that my final boss got completely just annihilated. Other than that, it was great, though. I thought it was really fun. Okay. Well, let's go ahead and we're going to reintroduce the characters really fast. Tell you about where your character is, maybe what they look like, how they're feeling about the situation at the moment. And then I'll kind of go in a quick recap of what happened last week. And we'll just kind of go from there. So let's go and start out with Magnus.
All right. I am Charlie Chop Shop. I am a streamer here on this channel, obviously by the name. And I play Magnus Munch, the gnomish necromancer. He is a good necromancer, not an evil necromancer, which is rare. He's a former mortician. He's kind of a spooky little dark-haired gnome with a bulging eye, a raggedy old magical top hat, and kind of some people find him a bit cold because he is not fazed by being around the dead. But my party members have learned to live with my weirdness, I think, finally.
Okay, I like it.
And also Magnus is super stoked to finally, hopefully, meet and slay a vampire.
That's true. Coming up soon. Luke, let's go with your character.
So, I am Luke Warmwater. I am a halfling artificer who's usually up to good things in a not so good kind of manner, and it's nice that I can do things without making everybody mad. Luke likes to get his way, and sometimes it's not always for the best. Yeah.
Slightly. Okay. Elle, tell us about your character.
Elle Clark is a roguish human.
How does she feel about kind of the last session? Is there anything she's curious or wondering about coming up into what's happening with this day?
What was the last thing that we did? Him and I were talking to the person in the bar, weren't we?
You were. Well, technically, I believe it was you guys were meeting back up, but it was, the last thing you did, you spoke to Wendy, the waitress, at the, I have the name here in a second, sorry. It was the Crooked Creek Cup, which is the inn in the high district, the rich, noblish district of Davenport.
I suppose she's excited to learn more about a different kind of vampire and deal with a different kind of vampire because the first one that we dealt with was something I already knew about. So heading into new territory is exciting for her.
Cool, I like it. And Glad, how you feeling being back in Davenport? And maybe give it a little description of your character.
So, I'm Glad Rocksmacker. I'm a dwarf ranger. And I'm pumped for this. You know, this is right in my wheelhouse. I have a bit of a vendetta against this vampire. Tussled in the past, so I'm ready to finally kill it.
Okay, I like it. All right. So, last time in the game, you all finally had arrived in Davenport. After a little bit of an encounter in the forest just outside of town, you fought off a few ghouls that were chasing down a herd of elk. And in the aftermath, you ran into a werebear who informed you of ghouls causing some problems in his forest, and he's kind of a protector of the forest. Thanked you guys for your time, and gave you a slight little reward of 2 greater healing potions, which I don't remember who actually got those.
Me.
It wasn't me, yeah.
So after that, yeah, you made it into Davenport. It is a, I don't think I actually have the description of the city, but it is a, like every other city in the world right now. It's a walled off port city. There is 5 different districts. Your high district, your waterfront district, which is obviously over by the docks and stuff like that, the upper and lower squares, and then you have the Ember Talon Gate, which is just the lower, smaller section right as you enter, which has your stables, a few little odds and ends shops. That is actually where Izzy's shop, the herbalist that you, Magnus, and Glad found out about from... I don't actually remember how you found out about it. No, you guys went and spoke to the head doctor at the hospital where Glad, you first found the nurse. Magnus at one point requested their sexiest male nurse so they could ask him a few questions and whatnot. His name, I believe, was Samuel. His name is Moose. And just because he's so tall, handsome mane instead of antlers, a little bit different. But yeah, you found out about Izzy, who is a herbalist who is helping out those that aren't being cured by the greater restorations and whatnot that the churches can offer to others. So she's helping out the street rats and the poor. So you're thinking about maybe going over there and seeing what she's got going on. On the other end of that spectrum, Luke and Elle spent most of their time at the Crooked Creek Cup, spending $400 on a few kegs of very fine liquor and ale. And you kind of had
only Luke spread that money.
Correct.
Let's be fair.
Luke did.
I
just spend that money.
dragged Elle along because I figured her good looks, charm would pay off, but they haven't.
Wow. Okay. Well, either way,
The roles have spoken.
it's true.
That's a fact.
They all found you very attractive, Elle, and that's all they really wanted to speak to you about. Whereas Luke, you met a actually, I think Magnus, you saw her too
Halfling.
in a putt, or Hilly Yeti saw her in a putting. Magnus, you got a quick glimpse before she vanished in a puddle. Yes, and Luke, you met a halfling named Vivien who gave you a book. She is a blonde-haired halfling who kind of gave you a quick little brief story while you were drunk about how she's been hunting this creature and she's been keeping an eye on Glad. And she handed you a little bit of information on what she had. And that's kind of where we left off, was, fading out with her leaving the tavern. I think in this case, maybe we will kind of fade back in the morning, the next day. Do you guys all sleep at the Sunken Kitten? Because I know that's where Glad was at.
I thought we were going to pick back up with us at the hospital because I never got to question
You're
the
right.
nurse.
You did not get to question. I thought you did. My bad. So Samuel. So you wish to speak to Samuel. Yeah, you. I think they kind of faded on you then instead. Samuel is in an area right now. He's helping some of the elderly with some of their issues and whatnot. Giving them like sponge baths and whatnot. When you come in to find him, he's working. He doesn't really pay too much mind, but he's a good, handsome-looking man. Long brownish hair, very tall.
I think the one thing in the world that grosses Magnus out, except for rats, is
Sponge baths.
seeing this man sponge bath old ladies.
Okay.
No, so hold on. I had to get to my Davenport notes here.
No problem.
The hospital, yeah. So Hawk Morning Strength was the main guy. This is Samuel, right?
Correct.
Is the pretty man? I had such a train of thought last time, and now I don't really remember what I exactly wanted to ask this young man based on what I was told.
Okay.
I know she only goes for men,
Correct.
right?
You know that originally her attacks were usually centered in one area, and now she's kind of everywhere. Not many survive through the nights in general nowadays. And what else do you know? That's what I can remember from my head.
I think that's good. Yeah. So Magnus approaches young Samuel
Mhm.
and says, you know, kind of approaches him, like taps him on the arm. He's like, hello, young man. Excuse me.
He goes, yes. Hold on a minute, dear. And he kind of turns to look at you.
Magnus kind of like shields his.
Yeah, she turns. You see like a saggy boob.
It looks like someone dipped it in chocolate. It's like a brown nipple, like that big on the end.
Yes, sure.
Too graphic. Too graphic. Too specific.
Yeah. So, Jazzy, what link is that you put in chat? So Magnus walks up and he says, excuse me, I didn't mean to interrupt your work.
Not at all. Is there something you need assistance with? Is someone in need?
Yes, my name is Magnus and Marigold Munch. I am an inspector with the Shadowguard, and I like flash him my badge from under my cloak. And I'm like, Hawk told me, you are quite popular with the ladies in town.
You could say that, yeah. So, you know, I work out a lot. You know, I try to help out. I mean, everybody seems to love me. I can't help it. I can't help it.
Magnus like mutters under his breath, like, "Yes, you'd make a great corpse for a zombie."
He goes, oh, did he say something?
He said, "No,
okay.
just remarking on your sturdy constitution." My question was this, Samuel: are there any maidens who have tried to solicit you lately? Maybe of an unsavory nature or an overly savory nature? Any new women in town who've seemed to have taken a fancy to you? Or maybe previously at the hospital?
Alright, you see him, he starts to like kind of think for a second, kind of lifts his head in like the air, kind of looking up and thinking. He goes, well, it kind of happens every day, but...
Anyone that stands out, though. Yeah.
No, I mean, really, it's kind of everybody. I just can't help it.
I could see that.
Thank you.
Magnus is kind of like, what about here at the hospital? Any female coworkers you've never quite gotten intimate with, but maybe gotten close?
No, I've pretty much done them all. Because, I mean, the option, you know, it's there. But in general, no. I mean, the guards come by every night. They check every single nurse that's a woman and make sure that they're not whatever that thing was that was here before. So, I mean, we haven't had any occurrences.
Magnus like looks up from his like notepad. And is like, all of them, Well,
As far as I understand.
It's my opinion that you're lucky to be alive, then, young man. But good for you. Good for you.
Thank you. I'm happy to be alive also.
Claude, did you have any questions for Samuel here?
I don't think so. I mean, I might have got it and distracted by his looks, but
Yes, I get that a lot.
Well, yes. Thanks for your time. I feel I need to pull Claude out of here before he jumps you. Have a good day,
I
Samuel.
don't mind. But yeah, I'm kind of working. Maybe later.
Yeah, excuse our interruption, you fucking sickos.
Sounds like he has no standards.
Yeah.
So yeah, so you leave after speaking to Samuel. Where do you guys go? Or do we fade out and fade back in the next morning, or at least later on in the night?
I think that was pretty much all I wanted to do so far.
Okay, Glad, is there anything you want to do?
I think I'm good.
Okay. Well then, I guess it kind of the same thing, Luke. We fade in because you guys basically were drinking the entire time, And well, let's go with one last Constitution saving throw for both you and Elle. I know you have advantage to Luke because you were drinking only half drinks, as I recall.
Yes, I'm wasting precious liquor.
You're wasting this delicious top end liquor.
But in the name of the greater good.
He did.
Yeah.
He didn't even need it anyways. Okay.
Uh,
So by the time you're leaving, Luke, you're kind of helping Elle like walk. She's like using your head as like almost like not a crutch, but just enough to like, keep her balance. Elle, you had a lot to drink. Not only were you drinking a little bit of what Luke had, but people were just buying you drinks the entire night. It was great. Kind of a little reminiscence of your olden days. You know, as you know, one of the fancier, noble places that you went to before. You mentioned. So, yeah, it is a tough walk down from the top of this like hillside all the way down to the Sunken Kitten. Would you please give me an acrobatics check to see how well, at disadvantage, how well you make it down? You're drunk. That's why it's disadvantage. It doesn't even matter. So,
now, did she walk on her own away, or am I there?
I think she goes, Luke, I can do it myself. And she like shoves you to the side and starts walking like all fancy, like, but she has her heels on. And you just watch as she like hits a rock with her foot and it starts just tumbling down the hillside.
Since when does Elle
I
wear
thought Elle wore heels.
In the costume? In your costume or no?
In the comic book, check the source material.
But
Wait, hold
either
on.
way,
I was
Elle, you
confused.
trip. You
Okay.
go rolling down the hill. You take a grand total. There we go.
So Luke and Elle go tumbling down.
2 bludgeoning damage. You
The
roll and you
hell?
slam into the side of a building.
Shit.
Luke,
Can I
she's...
chase after her?
Yeah, you go running after her.
You know, Elle, it's heel toe when you're trying to walk.
Don't tell me how to do what I do.
You know, you're doing a pretty bang up job, so to say. Do
Thanks.
you,
I don't
do you
get
need-
compliments from you very often.
so, do you need any help there, or should I go find someone like, you know,
Is Luke going to say taller for once?
you know, more competent than I?
Oh no, you're perfectly well.
You know, I'm not actually comfortable with this situation there anymore. So I don't want to be used as, you know, like an arm stool or something there. And I know you tried to do it before, so I'm yeah.
So do you leave her? Oh, go ahead.
I'm just gonna stand ever so out of arm's reach.
Luke, I don't have anything to hold myself up on. What's wrong with me just grabbing onto your shoulders for a little bit? Just walk ahead of me and I'll hold on to you. You wouldn't want little old me getting lost, would you?
So, you know what? I got something here for you. Reaching into the bag of holding. Are there
Uh-huh.
crutches in the general store?
No. There are not.
Is there a ladder?
There's a ladder. You have a couple ladders.
Same difference. Same difference. Give her the ladder to walk around with. Or a chair, whatever tool of.
You try to find her something from there, sure.
Yeah, I dig through. You know, here you go. And I hand her a 10-foot ladder.
You could probably give her like a fishing pole. And a little bendy, but they kind of, might work.
There's got to be a walking stick in there, right? I mean, it's an adventure.
Yeah, probably. You probably
Hey, I'll
find,
give
like,
her a walking stick. Oh, hey, I found something there that'll help you stabilize you more than, this dashing rogue here.
Oh, Luke, you're so sweet to me.
You know, try there. Elle, would you sufficiently, say that you're inebriated there?
I'm fine. Just a little trouble walking. Nothing I haven't dealt with before.
Sure. Let's go find, Glad and that Magnus feller there, and let's go meet up with them. And yeah, so let's go, Al. And then kind of like push her in the general direction.
Okay, so Elle gets up, I'm assuming, and you start, stumbling your way to the sunken kitten. Let's just do one more acrobatics to see how well it goes. You make it there no matter what, just to see how decent it is.
She has a walking stick. She should get advantage.
Well, I'm not going to give her disadvantage. So, a 15, yeah. You make it, the walking stick helped a lot. A lot easier than when you were trying to use Luke as like a counterbalance for yourself. So, you make it. You guys both make it to the sunken. At least you're like as Magnus and Glad, you're entering into the sunken kitten. Luke and Elle, you're like coming around a corner, and you see them like walk into it.
Oh, hey there, fellers. I'm gonna like follow them.
Hello. And then I guess when I see Elle, I'd be like, Elle, are you okay?
Oh, I'm great. Luke gave me a walking stick and everything.
That
I
was.
put my.
Go ahead.
Oh, I was gonna put my arm around Mags. Like, she's kind of drunk there. She can't hold her liquor,
Magnus is like nods his head. It's like, that was nice of him, Elle. I'm glad you're up and moving. Let's get you somewhere where you can lay down.
Typical
Oh,
humans.
I'd love to sit down.
I
As I
couldn't
sit
agree
on the
more
ground.
there.
Here is nice. Yes. So you lay on the floor.
I drag her into the building. She's
Okay.
gonna lay there.
I'm assuming you guys you walked in and you said hi to them. So she's like laying in the floor in the middle of the inn.
The lobby.
Kind of.
Yeah, I guess we like start dragging her ass up the stairs, like two tiny little guys dragging this 6 foot tall woman up
Yeah,
some
you
stairs.
spend some time trying to convince her and coerce her up the stairs. She's like a liquid in your arms as you're trying to pull her up. It's like impossible. It's the hardest thing you've done in a very long time. You'd rather be fighting ghouls than dealing
Would me
with.
putting half of her in a bag of holding to walk her up the stairs be a bad idea?
Yes. So, as we're like dragging her up the stairs, Magnus is gonna be like, "We should have waited to feed her that mutton and biscuits after she was upstairs." Jesus. He's like, trying to lug her.
Yeah,
I think it's more surprising how much mutton she ate.
That was very impressive. The girl's like a hungry orc.
So they put you down, Elle, in one of the rooms that you guys purchased. It's 3 silver for a night. So who's paying? Or are you guys just taking it from like her coin purse and going down to pay?
Oh yeah, she's paying for all of our rooms tonight.
Is she?
Well,
As far as I know, she passed out.
She's
chose to pay the
incapacitated,
bill.
right?
she's
Yeah.
She's paying for all of our rooms.
Magnus is just kind of like, as he's like taking coins out of her purse.
So Elle, you are paying it's 12 silver for the night. So 1 gold, 2 silver. If you want to do it that way.
Thanks, Elle.
Yeah, as we walk out, like close the door behind us. I'm like, "Thank you, Elle." Like swing the door shut.
Okay.
How nice of her.
So we fade back in, the 3 of you downstairs. Glad's already got a beer in his hand.
Of
you guys sitting
course.
at the bar, or are you sitting at a table?
Table, man. Never set the bar. It's hard
I'm
to
a
chat
barmaid
amongst 3
myself,
people.
but true.
Mm-hmm. Okay. So you guys-
Magnus,
go
yeah,
ahead.
Magnus prefers somewhere where he can have a tome out in front of him. Bars, not
So,
always great for that.
as Luke cracks his knuckles, you're a fast read, aren't you? Mac.
Yeah, you could say I've read my fair share of tomes.
I pull out the book that Vivien handed me. How quick do you think you could get through a book like this?
It's a hand bound journal.
So it's not huge.
No, it's not huge. It's not super thick. It's probably it's probably like 60 pages or something like that at most.
Magnus is like, this is very interesting, Luke. Where did you say you got this?
You don't want to know.
So you stole it.
Yes. Is this one of your lies?
If somebody hands it to me, is that considered stealing?
Who handed it to you?
Vivien, she's kind of like this, this tall something, blonde-haired woman. She's quite fetching,
Was she a halfling?
Took the words out of my mouth, Claude.
Sure, I guess. Did I know she was a halfling for sure?
Yeah,
Sure.
she's a halfling. You saw her. I mean, does drunk Luke know that she's a halfling?
There's a lot of short people in the world.
You
I just want to make
very
sure I'm
much-
getting the right species.
You very much know what your own race looks like.
Okay, yes. If I know the case, then I will not be like, yeah. Yeah, I think she was a halfling now that you mentioned it. I was kind of drinking pretty hard, Woo! Let me tell you, lots of friends here now are good friends of mine,
And you said her hair was yellow?
Or goldenrod or, any other color shade of.
I think in the morning you're going to take us to meet her.
I didn't get any information about where she was staying or, how long she was going to be here, so I don't think I can do that.
Well, where'd you run into her at?
At this shindig party I was throwing up there at insert name of...
Creaky Cup. No, sorry. The Crooked Creek Cup. Tongue twister.
I don't want to...
Magnus is like, wow, you're good at being a socialite. That's impressive. We've been here, 4 hours?
Yeah, yeah.
But regardless, Claude is right. We'll tell you the whole story, but this woman may or may not be working against us, or possibly a very powerful ally based on what Claude and I have seen.
Well, just read the tone there. It's let me know what it is. I'm going to, probably turn in. I'm kind of beat from, spending all of Elle's money.
Magnus is like flipping through this and reading it while he's talking to you, and he's like, yes, I'll have this done before the night's through. Thank you, Luke. This is quite interesting. Quite interesting.
I think at that same point, that's when I think Wild Wild West, when the doors burst open, and a guy comes in. It's another halfling. He has a mohawk with bright red hair. Comes in and goes, "I'm looking for a man named Luke."
That's him right there.
Are these swivel?
Thank you, kind
stools?
sir. Huh?
What kind of stools am I sitting in?
It's like a normal, yeah, when I
Like a regular chair?
yeah, with a little
I
back
sink
to
into the
it.
chair, trying to hide.
He goes, well, I mean, actually, when you take a little bit more of a look at him, he has on very nice, well-fitted clothing. He has a necklace of gold and rings on. He comes walking forward. He's got both ears are pierced. He's got I think that's probably all he's got. He probably has a scar or two on his face.
So, what do I owe the pleasure?
He goes, "You're Luke Warmwater, right?"
I have been known by that name, so...
It's a pleasure to meet you. Puts his hand out to you. He goes, don't leave me hanging like this.
Under his breath, Magnus is just like, cool.
I reach out,
Yeah.
and I do the secret halfling handshake.
He does it
Just
back to
basically
you.
just like a handshake, clap, clap, bump.
Yep. Super secret.
It's universal.
At least the halflings, I think it's secret. Everybody else thinks it's stupid.
They're all stupid.
I lean over to Glad and I'm like, there's that fucking handshake again.
So he goes.
Why would they ever?
Heard you're from the Shadowguard. And you're looking for some information.
We're always looking for more information, if it's the right kind.
Oh, I know a few things. The name's Eric. Eric Pridehammer. It's a pleasure.
Eric Pridehammer. Have I ever heard the Pridehammer name before?
Give me a
Yeah,
history check.
We heard it somewhere else already, I thought.
Yeah.
I can't remember what it is. I didn't take the note, so I gotta do a history check.
I mean, these ones are not related. They might be like third cousins or something like that. This is
I don't
not.
even remember.
Okay.
I don't see a Pridehammer in my notes anyway, so it doesn't
Yeah, it
matter.
might have been from something else, possibly. It was Eric Pridehammer. You, even with an 18, I don't think they have ever really made a mark in history to be like anything of note for like your type of.
Do I know where the name would originate from? The region
Yeah.
of the world.
I would say it's. I haven't actually named the region of it yet, but it would be the same region where Shadowguard's headquarters are at. So
Oh,
it is
well, I
literally
say-
to
oh!
the west.
Eric, you're from
There.
whatever name you're gonna have.
Yes, that I am. But heard you're looking for information, and I have a proposition for
always.
you and the rest of the Shadow Guard that you're with.
You're free to, let us know here. What's the conditions there of your?
course. So I have some information that might be interesting for you, but at the same time, I'm a businessman. I like to make money. So if you do something for me, I will give you the information, and no real detriment to yourself, kind of.
See the information part. I don't know how valuable that information would be.
You're hunting a creature that's been attacking the town for the last month or so.
Yeah, but you can gather that by my fella right next to me here who screwed the pooch earlier this month.
Right. I have some new information for you. All you have to do is I ask for all four of you. Where's the fourth?
She's a bit indisposed, but you don't need to worry about where she is.
Okay.
Stuffed full of mutton.
If that's how you call it, it's fine with me, I guess. So he looks at you and goes, "Well, either way, she'll be part of the agreement in this. I run a little kind of a boxing ring, if you might say, or a brawling arena.
Oh!
So I asked that we do a kind of a one-time only show with those of the Shadow Guard versus some of our stronger patrons. One-on-one fights, anything goes. No killing, though. So you can use magic, you can use weapons, you can use whatever you got. You fight. If you win, I'll give you something extra."
That sounds good. I can't actually speak for the other one, so we need to have, a kind of a group powwow. Is there a place we could meet up to accept your offer later, should we choose?
No, see, it takes time and money to plan this stuff out. So I think it might be in our best interest you can discuss right here and there. I'll go grab myself a drink, talk about it. As soon as if you're injured, we have healers on standby. We'll bring you right back up. And then once you complete it, I'll throw you the information I have.
Let's go. We need to have a kind of a group there to chat about it. We'll be back in a little bit,
No, it's fine.
We'll discuss it and take it under advisement. So I
Looking forward to it.
usher my teammates upstairs into Elle's room because Elle should be present, whether she's conscious or not.
Her body's there.
Yeah.
Do the two of you follow Magnus and Glad?
Yeah, I'll follow.
Yeah,
I'm interested.
me too. I think Magnus is interested, but also I think he doesn't like it, but deep inside there's a part of me that's very intrigued about this whole thing.
That's how I am. I don't like being at this guy's mercy.
Mm-hmm. But
Okay.
the excitement ropes me in a little bit.
All right. So Luke, Magnus, Glad, you're all upstairs. Elle's passed out, just snoring softly in her bed.
Excellent. So I sit down in a weird lotus Indian pose. And so you guys heard the deal, right? We fight some schmucks. He pays us some money if we win, and we get the information to complete the deal. Is that better for us or no?
He has information on the monster?
That's what he
supposedly.
says, but I don't trust him necessarily.
Yeah. Those in show business often aren't the most truthful.
So do you did you read enough of that book to get a better lead there, or?
I would assume not much time has gone by, right?
No, I mean it's literally you like as you were getting ready to start reading this a little bit. Then that's
Magnus
As
is
it-
like, I'm a fast reader, but it's been 3 minutes, Luke.
You know, the time, it doesn't. Never mind. There, I can never judge a good time.
Magnus is gonna be like, no, but I will have it finished by the morning for sure. As far as this arena battle, I do think I'd be good at it. Magnus kind of like has like a sly grin.
So let's say this: all in favor need to stand up and say no, and all those in favor should sit down or lay down or not stand up. You know what I mean there.
Magnus like raises his hand, confused, like, is this what I'm supposed to do?
I'm for
I
it.
know. If you're for it, then you gotta sit down.
Then I'll sit. I am for it, but I do think that finding this blonde halfling, that should be our priority first.
I
Well,
agree there.
we can do both. I mean, come on, we can find the halfling in the morning and then fight tomorrow evening. The time period doesn't matter.
That sounds fair enough to me.
I mean,
So
sounds like we'll be on his time schedule though.
So all in favor is
Wait.
A.
Wait, when were we supposed to meet him again?
he's literally downstairs right now waiting for you
We'll
guys.
just go back downstairs and let him know it there. But we didn't want to have this conversation in front of him because then we look like a bunch of amateurs.
I agree. Good call, Luke. I think we should just make it clear to this Eric Pridehammer that we have a thing or two to take care of before we can gladiate in his pit.
What if his information is worth it though? His information could be worthless too. It could be something stupid, like she likes pickles or something.
So at this point, Magnus is like, well, Luke, sit down. Perhaps we should tell you about what we saw in the water, in the reflections. And then I'm just going to glaze over it, but yes, we explained that we saw this blonde halfling woman in the reflection of a puddle, and she even reacted to us and then disappeared out of the puddle. Some kind of very powerful magic that I didn't recognize.
That's kind of interesting there. Are you sure that that's just not some sort of like clever hiding trick there?
Well, she saw us, right, Bud?
She did. Roughly what time did you talk to her?
But I don't know.
The times are slightly out of sync.
About an hour before. It was about an hour before nighttime where we left, right?
So I mean,
It's
it was
like an hour ago.
It was probably an hour and a half, 2 hours since you guys saw her.
Between.
Yeah.
Okay.
Sounds like you saw her after we did, right?
Sounds like it.
We saw her soon after we left here. After we split yesterday.
But to be fair, Elle does this thing where she hides in plain sight and we don't see her, Maybe
Not
it's kind of
just-
the same thing. You guys just thought you saw a reflection, when she was really standing behind a barrel or something.
To be honest, Luke, this is the second or third time I've caught glimpses of this reflection. I'm certain it's magical. There's no mistaking that.
Well,
think-
we can still find her, but let's still accept this pit thing. And if it doesn't work out, or we solve our problems, we just don't show.
Agreed. I think if we can't find the halfling, we shouldn't show up. This pit fighting could be too easy to spring a trap on the likes of a troop of Shadowguard agents.
Glad, you may also have the idea to maybe ask around about the arena itself. Find out some
Yeah,
information and see if he's legit.
I was gonna ask you if I recognized him.
Give me a history check also. You
Nope.
recognize the name, but that's about it.
Okay.
You don't really have any more information about him other than that. Okay. So you guys go on back downstairs, or?
Yeah, I think we should agree, to it for now, and then we can always change our mind later.
Agreed. Also, Luke, before we go down there, we'll do this, but we're not signing anything.
Yeah, no, for sure. It's verbal agreements only with the Shadowguard.
Good. I'm glad we're on the same page. Let us return downstairs.
Okay. You guys return downstairs. You see.
I like to slide down the
You slide down the banister.
railing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you side saddle, or do you like fully get the leg over and go down
Side
backwards?
saddle. Side saddle.
I think Magnus tries it, but he can't quite side saddle it, so he just gets the full leg over and like slides down backwards behind you. Like, whee!
Glad, do you follow suit, or do you walk down like a normal person?
I walk down like a normal person.
Okay. So yeah, you both arrive. There's the banister at the end, the little ball at the end. You hit and you hop off. Magnus, will you give me a dexterity saving throw?
Oh, you gotta get wrecked.
Fuck. That's all right. My tiny gnome testicles are fairly fortified. So. Sorry, you said
Dexterity
right?
saving throw, yeah. Okay,
Boo.
so yeah, you slide down and Luke hops up and you're like, oh shit! And it slams, you nail your nuts up against the bar and you fall over in pain and you're just stunned for the next like 30 seconds or so. Just on the ground.
Oh, hey there, Eric.
Yeah, you,
So
just like rolling
me
at the bottom of the stairs, like.
Me and my buddy here said, me and my chums, my amigos, pals. Ignore him.
Sorry.
He kind of, Anyway, monkey see, monkey do,
it hurt.
Anyway, we'll accept your offer there. What times were you thinking about this fight to be, like, where do we have to go,
if you have your agreement tonight, get it set up for tomorrow, if not the next day.
All right. Set it up for tomorrow evening.
Tomorrow afternoon, if we're... Oh, no, tomorrow evening, yes. Tomorrow evening is perfectly fine, because it's nighttime right now. So, tomorrow evening, he goes, fine. And he goes, and if you win, he kind of pulls out, he reaches out, man, you're getting up at this point. He reaches into his pocket and pulls out a prism. It's like a dusty, like, rose. Kind of tosses it in the air and goes, if you win, this is yours. Puts it back in his pocket. He goes, before we go,
I wish I was ballsy enough to steal.
He goes, before we go, let's celebrate. And he goes, bartender, your finest brandy. And he, gathers them up, places one down for all of you. He goes,
Magnus is like
making
climbing
money.
up like on the banister of the stairs to stand up, and he's like, making a double for me.
Double's fine.
You can get Elle's, because she's kind of.
She don't need it.
Yeah.
Okay then. So you get, he clearly goes to making money.
Yeah.
That's what he's there for. Okay, and then we kind of fade out, you guys. Unless you guys want to do anything else for the rest of the night, we can fade out there to the next morning, or you guys can go out and explore the
Can
nighttime
I
without an Elle.
sneak into Elle's room and draw a mustache on her face?
At some point in the night, potentially, yes. Is anybody else doing anything?
Okay.
Magnus obviously gonna study his spell book. Actually, you know what I want to do at night, if I can?
Read that other book.
I'm gonna read the book first thing. Is Glad like a night owl? What'd you say?
Yeah, I think I do a lot of my hunting in the, night because most of the monsters are nocturnal.
Okay. Yeah. So what I think I'm gonna do is I'm gonna read the book as much as I can. So I don't know if we can adjudicate that in the morning more. But after I read the book, I think I'm gonna go down the hallway to Glad's room and like give a little rap on the door.
Okay.
See if he's available.
I think it probably takes you like a half hour or so to read the whole book, all 60 pages. I don't think that's unreasonable. And then I think during that time, you watch kind of Luke casually walking down the hall, towards his own room. As you go up to Glaz and you kind of knock on his door.
I mean, I'm not opposed to Luke being there as well. Like, as I pass Luke, I'm just kind of like, Luke, come down here. I have an idea. Speak with me and God for a moment.
I gotta drop something off in my room real quick there. I'll be right there.
So, also, did I see him hand this pendant to you? I was probably too busy with my balls.
He did not
he didn't hand
me
it.
anything.
He showed it. Like
Showed it.
you even would have seen it, Magnus. He made it very obvious and kind of threw in the air.
It was some kind of crystal pendant, yeah?
No, it was a it's a prism. So it's
okay.
a sphere that's like it had like a dusty rose color to it.
Okay. And he didn't say what it did, or?
No, he just says if you win, this is yours. Put it in.
So I guess Magnus will wait for Luke. I don't know what he's hiding, but I kind of don't want to know. And I guess you return a moment later, Luke, to Glod's room.
Yes, after I draw a mustache and ulcers.
Okay. So I'm gonna gather them all together and sit them down and kind of like open my spell tome and be like, look, boys, I think I've finally mastered the spell I've been working on for a long time. And I think tonight might be the perfect night to try it out, especially if we're going to do some dangerous work tomorrow. There's only one problem.
What's that?
Well, we gotta dig up a corpse.
That's no problem.
I don't think that's an issue. I'd rather make one if you know what I'm saying.
Yeah, we can just kill Luke right now.
No, you see, I'm too short.
Magnus,
Elle's already, kind of backed out there. We can just use her.
Magnus like misses all the jokes completely. He's like, He like looks Luke up and down. He's like, no, not strong enough. And Elle, no, she would never do.
Whoa, there. What do you mean not strong enough?
I mean,
I'd make a great zombie.
Put my arm on the table. It's like, you need to arm wrestle me there, you coward. Calling me a weak.
Magnus is like, damn it, Luke, we have work to do, but okay.
Arms go out. Athletic rolls.
Oh, I hope it was gonna roll
Yeah, be an
athletics.
8.
Actually. Yes.
Magnus like grumbles under his bed like, well, I never said I was the strong one anyway. I'm just trying to make a good friend for myself and for our party.
It was literally the fight of the ages in arm wrestling. Like it was just, it was neck and neck of the weakest two people you've ever seen. Just at one point, Magnus had him,
that weak.
and then Luke, just got thrown back, and Luke takes it. That's amazing.
So Magnus is like, okay, are you happy, Luke? You win.
Yes, I'm very happy. Thank you.
Great. You're worthy of a zombie now. Let's go.
Magnus like starts casting the spell, like looking at Luke. No. Magnus is like, okay, can we go? We need to be a little inconspicuous about this. It's my experience that if you're not the mortician or the gravedigger, they don't take too kindly to wrestling up corpses in cities.
I just had a great idea. We could empty out some of my bag of holding there and just put the body in it and walk back here like nothing ever happened.
Luke, I promise you, once we have the body, there'll be no need for that. Magnus smiles, like kind of sinister, little gnome smile.
We could just go to the hospital. There's probably a dead homeless or two there if she's hunting the same prey.
That's true. We'll have to break in. That is more Elle's strong suit.
You know what? I think you should go wake Elle up then, as I stand up.
Maybe if someone didn't give her
Scooching
drunk.
out of the room. I can't force her to drink. Feed a horse to water, which doesn't apply.
She's a human, not a horse.
Magnus is like,
I
think I know what you're thinking. And let me see here. I am going to, instead of getting a bucket of water, I'm gonna just shoot a little ray of frost on Elle. Just a little baby one.
Just frostbite the nose.
Yeah.
So Elle, you're sleeping comfortably, very
I'm
drunk.
Magnus is like, Luke, uncover her feet. And he like whips the blanket back, and Magnus like stands back and like waves his arm in a circle and goes, chill, or ray of frost, and he shoots little frost at her toes.
Yeah, Elle, you were literally like on a nice, warm, sunny beach, relaxing, half-naked men running across in front of you, and then you look down and your feet are literally ice cubes, and you just burst away drunk, like swing forward, You feel like shit. Still not like horrible, like headache, hangover, but you're still drunk because it's only been like an hour. As your feet are now like freezing cold, and everybody's in your room.
Elle. Elle.
Instead of half naked men, we half naked Volna.
Yes. Yes,
Okay.
this is Volna. She's coming up like you're getting ready to kiss you, and
she-
you wake up.
Oh well, that's
Is she-
depressing.
Is she still like? You said she's still drunk?
It's been an hour.
Elle, can I see your hands there for a second? Well, I need to kind of see your hand in my hand. Just kind of let's set it down there for a second there. All right, so I like make her hand into like some fingers and I like poke her in her own mouth so she like throws up the like her because we need her to be in
Do
tip-top shape,
you
not
fight him
drunk.
off as he gets ready to like throw?
Gags you.
Oh, hey, you want to see a trick there? Earl? Into here like.
So, Elle, do you fight this off?
Actually, when you're, I want to say, no, I'll say I could cast a ray of sickness, but I don't have it prepared. Never mind.
How do I? Well, I don't want this to happen. How do I make it?
So,
not
if you don't
happen?
want it to happen, we'll do opposed strength, but Elle, you'll have disadvantage. Being drunk.
I don't know what that is.
So, basically, you just roll and take the lower of the two.
Yeah, you roll
Whereas
2 dice.
Luke just gets his normal roll.
That's why 2 numbers always come out with the rolls.
So, just
So
click
disadvantage.
athletics, and then, so, Luke, you need to roll athletics also. It's opposed.
Oh, athletics? I thought we were just rolling straight strength.
No, it's athletics, because athletics is in this same thing. Okay? So,
Oh no!
yeah, so he goes
Why
to
did
do
she
it.
roll 26? She gets plus 11. That's based on dex, not strength.
No, this is like a 4, so
Got
she's
that one.
she's stopping. But either way, in the same case, like you go to move it, Luke, and it moves like a half an inch, and she realizes what you're doing. She just like her hand stops moving, and you like try to push it, and she's just like, "Elle, you."
I just jab her in the throat myself. Classic misdirection. Just boop.
roll to hit.
Jesus Christ.
Should I use my? What do I use?
Just
Okay.
no, just a d20. Just roll a d20 plus your strength.
All right. Well, just take the 19 and take the 6 off
No.
because that was the d20.
Oh, takes
Yeah.
plus 3
Plus 6 off, so it would be 19.
Okay. It beats her. So yeah, you jab her in the neck. Give me Constitution saving throw, Elle.
Yak.
Gotta be a 10. Yeah, no, and she throws up all over you, Luke.
I feel like Glad and Magnus are both like, hooray! Like we cheer. Like, we're just like watching this like scrap go on.
So that sickness that you felt in your stomach, Elle, is now gone as the alcohol poisoning subsides, but you're still drunk.
I take off my shirt and be like, Elle, it's kind of rude to actually projectile on somebody else there. Shedding off the old shirt, grabbing into the bag of holding, putting on the new shirt that's happened to be on there.
Magnus turns to Glad and is like, well, I guess you were right. And he like gives him 5 silver. You
Oh,
win.
yeah.
Elle, what do you do?
How drunk am
You're still drunk, but in the same case, I mean, you did just have someone just jab his hand into your throat and you threw up all over him. You're probably a little upset. That'd be my
Right.
assumption, if not a lot upset.
Can I like smack him upside the head?
Yes. Roll the hit for me really fast. Also, it's a d20 plus your strength.
I don't know what that means.
So you roll.
What is-
Click on your
Just
your
press the strength button.
Press strength.
She's gonna destroy me with a crit.
I've seen it happen. 16. What's your AC, Luke?
It beats my AC.
So yeah, just across the face. Luke's cheek is bright red. As you slam. Do you say anything, or you just like slap and that's it?
That was rude.
I'm trying to look out for your best interest there, and you're just reciprocating with meanness. After you were so pleasant earlier. Ass. I walk out of the room.
You know, maybe if you would have asked me to shove your fingers down my throat first, I might have said yes.
That's a weird thing to ask someone.
As Luke storms by, I'm like, thanks for taking one for the team, buddy. Like, pat him on the back as he walks past.
So yeah, you're up. You explain to Elle what you want to do.
Transpired.
So, Elle, you feeling sneaky?
You're still quite drunk. Basically, for the most part, most things you're going to do will probably be a disadvantage for the night. But you could still, but in the same your drunken state, you're like, hell yes, I could be, if you choose.
How sneaky?
Really not too sneaky. Just a locked hospital that we need to break into and steal a corpse from. No big deal.
Simple.
Maybe seduce a sexy nurse.
Just, yeah, the usual stuff.
Or I'm a little tired, but I think it'll be fine.
Yes, it will. Magnus, like, rings his hand.
Yeah. Okay. So yeah, it'll be fine. Fade out. Fade you guys back in at the hospital. Yeah, and we can take a quick break before we see how the hospital little event goes. We'll be back, guys, in like 5 minutes. Stick around, and we will return with more Chop Shop. See you soon. And we are back, and I have everybody turned back on. Cool. So, we have a new announcement. I will let Charlie do it really quick before we get right back into the gameplay.
Yeah, so just like the bot says in chat, you can spend your XP points now to force us players to gain a critical hit on an enemy or a critical fail. You can do this after we've rolled. We'll retcon it, meaning we'll go back in time to apply your crit fail, but only by about 30 seconds to a minute. We're not going to do it 10 minutes later after we've moved on with the story. You can also force us to take a critical fail or an automatic fail, meaning we miss an attack automatically, or if it's a saving throw, we take damage from whatever it is. I will say, I think to keep it, so just to not fuck up the stream too hard or the show or the story, I don't think you can spin them on death saves. I think death saves are immune. This is just for normal saving throws and attack rolls. Can I cancel someone else's crit fail? You can turn one of our crit fails into a critical hit, but I don't think it's gonna work on enemies or NPCs. You have no control over that. Only the players.
I think he means if another person in the audience wishes for someone to crit fail, and you're like, no, I want you to succeed. You
cannot.
Out.
It is first come, first serve, and the cooldown is an hour per. Well, I think it's the cooldown is 30 minutes, but it's an hour per person, so each person can only do it once per hour. So yeah, you have to wait 30 minutes after someone else does it. So no, you cannot conflict each other with them, and you can. Really, y'all will be able to get in 3 per session at most, and I made them expensive on purpose so you don't do them too much. But have fun with it. Mess us up.
I'm looking forward to you make them fail on the important things. I'm counting on you.
No.
On you.
No.
Okay. So, back to what we were doing before. We kind of fade out at the end and fade back in. I think we start out on Elle's face, like right at her lips, and it slowly zooms out as we get that nice Sharpie mustache, nice Stanley Whiplash looking curl to it on her face. We zoom out, and then behind it is Magnus and Glad and Luke all looking under her arms and above her shoulder. Elle, as you're trying to pick the lock to the hospital, would you please give me a roll with your thieves tools at disadvantage? Ouch. So,
can I use a luck die?
You can. Go ahead and re-roll that one.
So it's just a
Just
thieves
roll a
tool.
d20 is all.
Oh.
You can do a thieves tool and we'll count the first one.
Wait.
Thieves tool
Just-
or a
What?
d20. It's fine.
I say just roll a d20 and make it easy. /r space d20.
There we go.
That did no.
I
There we go. Plus
Yeah.
6, so you got a 15. Which, yeah, I mean, at first, like you're looking at it, and you're like, you see 3 locks. You kind of poke towards the first one, and you hear a thunk as you hit the wooden door. And then second time you go in, and it's in, and you feel it turn, and you kind of have like a quick vision of like, if I just turn it quick, it'll just open. But you're like, but then I'll snap my block picks. So you take it nice and slow, and you fiddle with it for a couple seconds, and you hear that click of the lock as it unlocks. Now, since you're all trying to be stealthy right now, as you sneak into the rest of the hospital, would you all give me we're going to do a group stealth check. So, everybody gives me a stealth check. Elle, yours is still at disadvantage.
Oh, no.
But it depends on the group on how it works in this one.
No!
It's up to you, Magnus.
Okay. I was thinking I might use a spell, but I'll go ahead and try and stealth.
Okay. So you all start going, and you step into like the hospital. You open the door, and it creaks kind of like slightly loud. Like you're like, as you open it and you look around. You don't hear anything. I don't know if you know where the morgue, where the actual like morgue is at in this hospital.
We went to it earlier.
I
and we
couldn't remember if
looked
you
at
did or
the
not.
body.
You are correct. So you actually are aware of where it's at, Magnus and Glad.
Okay. Just for safety's purposes, as we get inside, I'm gonna be like, hold on 1 minute, everyone. Also, is Elle still blind in the dark, or did she get an item to fix that?
No, she's still blind in the dark.
That's what I thought.
You know, I think I have something for this. Take out my little lantern, Aaron.
So you watch as
Put down.
you pull it out from your. It's actually on like a thing, like a metal steel rod that's kind of curved around the top and has a small hook. There's a lantern
Pops
sitting on
right
there
out of
with
my
a
bag.
hood. Yeah, you just pull out. There's a hood on top of it. As he opens it up, it shines light around you, lighting up the hallways and through the windows. As you kind of reveal your lantern of revealing.
This is gonna come real nice. Some good handiness out there. And now it's hold my rifle now that I don't have to hold my lantern.
So what's the lantern do? Describe it.
Sure.
You remember that bullseye lantern you had?
I still have it. Yes.
Didn't it only have a time limit? I thought I had a time limit.
No, it's just a lantern. You can refill it.
So
Not
can he?
magic.
Oh, okay.
So he has a hooded lantern.
It's like that.
It burns for 6 hours on 1 pint of oil. It sheds bright light in a 30-foot radius and dim light for an additional 30 feet around. Invisible creatures and objects are visible as long as they are in the lantern's bright light. You can use an action to lower the hood, reducing the light to dim light in a 5-foot radius.
Okay. So it is gonna cast a visible light, however.
Yes, it will.
Okay. Well, okay. Then Magnus is gonna stick to his plan. So after Luke hands the lantern to Elle, I'm assuming Elle probably lights it because she's drunk and blind. Magnus is going to like step back and say a little incantation to himself, and all of you just hear like a magical like as like I'm like covered in like little magical energy, and I walk up the wall and I cast spider climb on myself. I'm gonna walk on the ceiling above the party. I don't know how high the
Okay.
ceilings are.
It's,
But just-
I would probably think 10 feet.
Yeah, but I'm short. Just to remain relatively unnoticed, I'm gonna hang back about, or maybe go ahead by about 20 feet of the party.
Okay. Are you like
And I'm gonna-
crawling? Or are you
I'm
walking?
just like crouching and like walking,
Okay.
sneaking,
Yeah.
but on the ceiling.
Okay, I like that. All right, so yeah, you continue to walk about as you're going like kind of in and out of the different hallways, going towards the morgue, which is conveniently in the basement as per most morgues. You see like the staircase, and then what is everybody's passive perception?
11.
I think mine's 11
15.
as well.
All right, 11, 15. I gotta look this up. I got rid of them.
11.
Yeah, we are not
11,
perceptive at
15.
all.
It could be okay.
Oh, you blind people.
Oh, I lied. Mine's 13. I forgot. I have a decent amount of wisdom.
Okay, yeah. So you start to hear. You said yours is 13, Magnus.
Yep.
Magnus and Glad, you start to hear footsteps down the hall.
I turn around to the party and I'm gonna whisper like, "Sniff that lantern."
Luke's
Yeah, I'm
picking
doing
his
somewhere. I'm motioning for
nose.
them to at least drop the hood on it.
I thought, was I holding the
Oh,
lantern?
Elle
still,
is. Yeah,
or-
Elle is holding.
Elle.
the
You
lantern
said
right
Elle was holding it.
Yeah.
Do you snuff the lantern, Elle?
I suppose so. Like, I can't see.
From the ceiling, I'm like, "Hide!" And then Magnus is gonna start readying a spell.
Okay. What do
Just
the
in
rest of
case.
you do?
I guess, how much trouble could I honestly get if it's just like a knight's guard or a nurse? I couldn't get in that much
That's what
trouble,
I'm
right?
thinking. It's probably just a nurse.
I don't even care. Like, I'm just gonna be like, looking like I'm an idiot. Like, why?
She comes like the person comes around the corner. You drop your pants and yell pudding.
No,
I'm escorting this guy to his room.
I guess I'll just play dumb and pretend I'm lost if someone comes around the corner. I ready that action. Hey, have you seen the bathroom? That'll be my action.
Elle just goes up to the wall and like,
Okay, so Elle's against the wall like this, looking away from where the footsteps were coming. Glad, what do you do?
I've got my hand on my rapier,
Okay.
but I'm just gonna be standing there.
And Magnus, you're preparing a spell above them, a little farther ahead.
Like, crouch down,
Yeah.
like in a corner on
So
the ceiling.
you see a little
put it-
lantern light, Magnus, coming up around the corner of the hallway. And then as they turn the hallway, the lantern illuminates the area a little bit, and then you see the person. It looks to be like a knight's guard. At a quick glance.
Are you carrying a weapon?
Yeah, they have like a short sword on their side.
Great. I'm just gonna let everyone else get kicked out and remain hiding.
Okay.
And I'm just gonna be on the ceiling with like my hands up in the corners like this, and I'm just gonna be going like.
Yeah, they kind of
Oh
they
my
kind
God.
of like, wait, what are you doing here?
Who's you see? Me?
You're in the hallway. Elle's behind you, like literally right behind you, looking the other way against the wall.
We're actually part of the Shadowguard, and we have a lead that, there's a vampire here, so we came to check it out.
In here?
Shadowguard business,
Give
You
me
better tell me everything you know.
Wait.
Advantage? It's pretty
There's
compelling
there's a
reason to be
vampire
there.
in here.
You
Right
haven't
now.
noticed the dead people?
It's possible. That's why we're following the leads there. Who else is in this
Give me a
building?
persuasion check. He looks and goes, in here. I just remember,
whoever
I
you
have something to
find
do.
in the building.
Excuse me, please move.
No, you need to stay here.
Bye.
No,
And he runs away.
Shadowguard.
He runs
You
away.
are obligated. Oh my god.
He 100% believes you. There's a vampire in here, and he's gone.
Motherfucker.
Goes running off.
Alright, I guess I keep walking down the hall. I imagine he's gone.
You but as you hear him running, you hear the clang of keys, kind of flow across the ground. I can't even skitter across the ground, like they dropped
I
as he
go over and
ran.
pick it up.
Yeah, so
Pick it up.
you find like the chain of keys that Night Guard had.
Whoop, in the pocket.
Okay, so he's gone. Magnus, you were shushing him. Elle, you're still kind of like hiding, and then you open your eye and you realize what's going on.
I suppose your line can be useful every now and again.
If you walk into place knowing like you own it, everybody believes it.
If you say so.
Okay, so now you have the keys to the hospital, and you're at the staircase leading down to the basement where the morgue is at.
Locked?
It is locked.
I open it. I find the right key and I open it.
It takes you a minute or so to find the right key, trying a bunch of different ones. You eventually unlock it. You push the door open, and same thing. It kind of creaks. You get that kind of that draft of wind that always is ominous as you get ready to go down there. But you all walk down the stairs. You come into the morgue. There's nobody down there. It's completely empty. There are a couple corpses, like our bodies on gurneys, just sitting like in the middle, getting ready to be prepared and embalmed and whatnot. So there's 3 bodies standing in front of you, Magnus.
3 bodies?
3
It's weird that
bodies.
they're standing already.
You know what I mean.
Okay, yeah, from the, let's see, first of all, what do I not have prepared? Probably, at this point, 1, 2, 3, sorry, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yes, I don't have Dragon's Breath up right now. So yeah, Magnus starts saying an incantation, like swirling his hands through the air, calling to this undead spirit to return to its body as my servant. And I prick my finger and squeeze a drop of blood like from the ceiling onto one of the heftiest looking corpse below me. And I like pull a couple other components, like some bone dust and some other things in my bag, and sprinkle it. And at the last second, I like throw the bone dust in the air, and it all like comes down like this black magical rain all over the corpse. And the corpse, like its eyes like snap open, and it like sits up Frankenstein style.
Yeah, the blanket's still on, so it's like the blanket is like slowly falls off.
Magnus is like, yes, yes, wake up, my little one. And then as he stands up, I'm like, I shall call you Rudyard.
Rudyard. So it's a zombie, correct? Is what stats are? Okay.
Let's see. Did I not drop it in chat? I thought I did. Let me drop it in chat real quick.
Okay, you guys converse. I will read through it.
I'm gonna read it aloud for the people at home, if that's all right. So the spell creates an undead servant. Choose a pile of bones or a corpse of a medium or small humanoid within range. The spell imbues the target with a foul mimicry of life, raising it as an undead creature. The target becomes a skeleton if you choose bones, or a zombie if you choose a corpse. So yes, at this point it has a zombie. And let's see, I don't think I get it yet. Okay, next level, my zombies increase in strength by quite a bit because I'm a necromancer. But I can use a bonus action to command the creature. If it's within 60 feet of me, and I can also use the bonus command to issue any attacks. So basically, it takes a full turn on my bonus action.
Okay.
And yeah, his name's Rudyard.
Okay. I have given you access to the zombie NPC stat sheet. It should be right below your character.
Fuck yes.
That way
He's beautiful. He's beautiful. And then so Magnus is gonna walk down off the ceiling, stand next to him, like put my hand up on his shoulder. I'm assuming he's not a small person. He's taller than me.
Correct.
And I'm gonna be like, everyone, this is Rudyard. And then I'm going to start casting another spell, drop my concentration from Spider Climb, and can I not use Disguise Self on him? Let's see here. No, I think I can only use this on myself. So instead, I am going to use Silent Image on him.
Okay.
Which is only up to 10 minutes, but that should be good. Good enough to get him back to the inn, I would assume.
Yeah.
So yeah,
well, I cast you most of the way.
I cast Silent Image. I cast another spell. I reach out and touch him, and when I do, like color and magic just like grow out of my hand all over his body until he's wearing like nice noble's clothes, and he's got like noble, like a prissy nobleman's makeup on his face. Like he's got rouge on his cheeks and like white powder all over his face.
He has skin.
Yes, and skin.
He's only freshly dead. Remember that.
Well, yeah, but there might be a couple little wounds here and there. But yeah, I mean, in general, he's decent shape.
Well, just to cover up his non-living skin color, I like give him like the powdered makeup and rouged cheeks and the clothes of a noble.
I like it. Okay.
Now,
and yes, Luke, yes.
Oh, Magnus, question for you. Why'd you pick the fat one?
He's hefty. We need a strong constitution.
Sure, but why's he gotta be fat?
Well, I think that makes it more effective at controlling crowds when I need him to.
Sure.
Okay. Also, he kind of reminds me of my mother.
Okay, there. So glad. What are your thoughts on this?
I mean, I'll probably be more useful than you, so I think we're good.
Well, yeah, somebody's got to, pick you up when you fall down and die again.
I mean, that's what he's for. Like I said, more useful. So
Sure.
Okay.
And nonsense, Elle. Can you believe this hogwash?
I think it's nice to include Bo in our group.
Yes, Rudyard is our friend.
and what a lovely friend he is.
Magnus like taps him on the shoulder, and like the zombie like bends down to me, and I like whisper in his ear, and he like reaches down on his arm down, and I just like climb up his hand and his arm and sit on his shoulder.
A chauffeur.
And then I'm like, Richard, onward hell! We don't have much time before your costume wears off.
God. Why don't you just put a saddle and master blaster this shit?
Yes.
So either way, yeah, I don't think there's anything really occurs on the way there, especially expending a spell to get them back. So you guys make it back to the inn. As you're going in, though, they keep going, hey, whoa. He's staying the night too?
Magnus is like,
he's just gonna come up and grab something and then leave.
Magnus leans into whoever's behind the counter and says, I'm sure you've had this happen before. We're about to have a sexual encounter, if you don't mind. You're embarrassing my friends.
It's still 3 silver.
My hand's on my face.
Magnus like slides a gold piece across the table, like turns around and grabs Rudyard's hand, grabs Luke's hand from over his face, and like starts walking up the stairs with both of them.
You just hear him just,
You boys have fun now.
Shadowguard. No different than the last ones.
That's why us Red Suns are much better.
Yeah. That's why we hired you, not them originally. There's just a little small conversation between him and you that gets whispered completely. Okay.
To a room
Elle-
against my will.
Elle, you pass out. Luke, you run away to your own room. Everybody kind of gets their sleep. Richard stays up and keeps an eye on you, Magnus, to make sure nothing bad happens to you at night. And, yeah. The night goes by peacefully. We awaken in the morning with a zombie in your room, Magnus. Elle, would you give me a Constitution saving throw one more time to see how that hangover is going for you? It's a DC 10. You just
Didn't they have advantage because of what happened earlier?
throwing up?
That was the whole point. Was to give
Yeah,
her
you're right.
not
I'm
get
good with
super
that.
sick.
Yeah. So
And we gave her mutton.
I don't
and
the
more
mutton, the
meat.
mutton probably wouldn't help you, right? It's disadvantage for the mutton, advantage for the throwing up. Can't no. You make a valid point with the throwing up and stuff like that, because you would also throw up the mutton. So Elle, you feel like a little nauseous, but you don't have that massive hangover. You're not debilitated by anything. You're okay. As we kind of watch everybody like Magnus, what do you do with Richard now?
So Rudyard, I'm really sad. I need a better illusion spell. But yeah, just for the time being, I you know what? Can I try and sneak out in the morning and buy an outfit for this fella and some makeup, so what I have a tangible outfit rather than trying to cast magic on him all the time?
Yeah, I think so. I honestly, I'm not gonna. I don't know. I don't really want to have you roll all the time for it.
Can I interject here real quick?
Go ahead.
I'd like to say that Magnus knows I have the contents in the entire general store. He could find the same thing from me.
Yeah, but Magnus like wants to go fancy clothes shopping. Like he's a little bit
It's
of a
the
afraid
What
of
do you think
experience.
Has all that.
So anyway, Magnus finds a dress store, and I feel like he's like doesn't get fashion. I just wear like a long leather jacket with like a crusty robe covered
And a
in
top hat.
patches and a dirty ass top hat. So like Magnus is like picking out all this fancy shit, like none of it matches. It's all weird colors and stuff. And then I buy makeup and do it myself, which I actually have a little skill at because I was a mortician. But he still looks like a little clowny. I definitely give him the powdered face, pink cheek look of like a noble, and he's got like a weird tunic and like dress on, as well as like tights. He looks like a jester almost.
Okay, I like it. So yeah.
Maybe once I run into Elle, I will ask her to fix it up so people won't see through the costume so easily, because I think she is proficient with disguise kit.
I believe so. That's definitely something you could for sure do. On occasion, it may come up. Like I'll have you guys roll a disguise kit if I want a situation where it might become a problem, and we'll just roll it then to see how it goes. Otherwise, I don't want to have a roll every rest.
I feel like it'll be mostly due to me acting a fool and trying to have him do things he shouldn't do. You know what I mean? There's got to be a consequence for that kind of shit. So yeah.
Okay. And Elle, do you have a disguise kit?
Well, I mean, the costume I bought
proficiency in disguise kits.
Be in the very bottom left of your sheet. Elle.
Yep, it'd be right above like your languages and weapons and stuff.
It's there as a tool.
Oh, right, so then you are proficient in it, is what that means. So.
I have a question, Aaron.
Yes.
My pocket knife of the artisan, does that also have a kit involved somehow? It's got everything.
Technically, yes. You have a disguise kit, yes, in that pocket knife.
It's not bound specifically to me. I can loan it to somebody to
correct
on their behalf, right? Yeah.
So, like to fix it up, Elle would be like Elle would make use of it to fix up his looks.
Yeah, I'd be like, Elle, I made a bit of a mess of Rudyard's face. Do you mind touching it up a bit?
Not at all.
Just make him look, what's the word? Alive.
I forgot what the word alive was.
Try my best.
Okay. Why don't you just give me a quick disguise kit just for fun to see how you're proficient. Just click on the disguise kit and your proficiencies. And let's see how that rolls.
How he looks.
So he's passable. It's not like the hardest one, but it's unless people really look into it, they're not going to see it.
Magnus turns out and he's like,
well, you can't shine shit, I guess, huh, Elle?
Right.
He looks great, thank you.
And then I'm like,
Rudyard, this way.
And we go back in to find everybody else.
Okay. So you guys all group up. What is the plan for the day for you guys?
Luke, can you take us back to where you met this halfling? What was her name again?
Vivien, I think I saw her at the Crooked
Creek Cup
in on the north side of the town. Yeah.
Well, let us go. We're wasting daylight if we wish to compete.
Sure. We should probably stop by the hospital or whatever and see if there was another victim last night as well.
That's good thinking.
Hey, someone is typing a lot and it's coming through.
Sorry.
That's right.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so we're going to the Crooked Creek Cup first. It takes you guys about 20 minutes or so. It's after breakfast time. The innkeeper does give you a couple odd looks when you leave, just because of how usually when you hire someone, they don't stay the whole night. It's kind of strange to him, Magnus, a little bit. But other than that, you guys, you make it to the Crooked Creek Cup. It is a very nice, fancy inn. And it's like as soon as you go, Magnus, you walk in first, Glad, and then Luke and Elle come in. And they go, "You're back! Thanks for the business yesterday. So many people came in after looking for you. Are you looking to do the same thing today? Can we get you a seat?"
What happened?
We'll come back after the victory celebration there in the house. Yeah, celebrate here. Don't answer his question either. He doesn't need to know.
Okay.
Magnus is gonna let them go ahead and hang back and ask again when they're not around.
Mm-hmm. All right. He goes,
So now that my friends are gone, what can you tell me what happened with that young halfling over there when he was here yesterday?
"Oh, yeah, he bought 400 gold worth of our top-end liquor, passed it out freely to everybody. I haven't had so much business in so long. Everybody from everywhere came."
400 geldings of liquor.
Yes. I when I told him how much it was, I thought he would just like, no, pass. But he put it down, paid, and I hadn't paid up front. Everything was
Magnus
great.
like mutters to himself like, no wonder Elle was sloshed. And then I'm like, thank you, good sir. And I slide him a copper piece and go back to find them.
He looks at it like you
Oh,
watch, you hand it to
generous.
him, and you slide to her, and then as you like turn away, he slides it back to the edge of the counter. Like what? Like this is
Give him a
useless.
single copper.
He's like a grandma. It's growing, Sonny.
So yeah, you're in here, you sit down, you look around, there is no blonde-haired halfling in this tavern or this inn right now.
So she's not here, but maybe we kind of need to have the same thing happen again for her to show up.
Or we'll ask some of the locals if they know who she is.
Yeah, but we didn't have to come here to do that.
Well, this is where you've seen her, so it's a good idea.
Right.
Like-
Someone here must know her.
You do remember, Luke, that you met her about halfway through the night, so it wasn't like she was here right at the. Potentially, she might not have been here right at the start.
Okay. I keep this to myself because I don't know if it's pertinent yet.
Okay.
So I'm gonna stand up and walk to a random table with people.
Okay. Yeah, there's a few. I mean, it's still early morning, so there's some in there getting breakfast, travelers and such.
I too would like breakfast. Let me get your finest pudding as I make to get pudding.
No problem, sir. And then you do that, but then you come to a group. There's a human, probably a half elf, and a dwarf.
So yeah, I'm gonna walk up and I'm gonna be like, so, bit of an odd question, but hear me out. Any of you
I'm
seen
not
a
interested.
yellow-haired halfling? I'm just gonna push through, them.
You even know what halflings are. There's one right there. They point over to Luke.
Yeah, but a
Eating pudding.
yellow-haired woman goes by the name of Vivien? Yep, Vivien.
Vivien.
She was in here yesterday.
I mean, there were so many people in here yesterday. You have no idea. That man there is a freaking legend.
I just roll my eyes and I'm like, yeah, so legendary.
Man, I have never had that kind of booze. I never probably would have if it wasn't for him. He's a great man. I mean, my guess, if you're looking for a halfling, he'd probably know.
Well, he says he doesn't, so that's why I'm asking you, fine gents.
Honestly, can't say I have. I mean, there were halflings in here, but someone by the name of Vivien, I couldn't tell you, to be honest.
Well, good enough. Thanks for the help, I suppose.
Nope, sorry,
I'm
couldn't be
gonna-
more. Hey, before you go, do you know if he's gonna do the same thing tonight?
If we get the information we're looking for, I think he is.
Awesome. We'll keep it to ourselves.
Good.
I'm gonna have to do this every time we come to town, Aaron.
400 gold.
Davenport, drop 400 gold.
So yeah, you kind of ask around the patrons. No one seems to know a halfling by the name of Vivien. I mean, some people recognize a a couple of them. They recognize a halfling with blonde hair. They've never seen her before, so it's not of a lot of use. Other than yes, there was at least a halfling with blonde hair that was here at some point in time.
Luke, are you sure you got the name right?
I would never forget a face like that there. Neither would you if you saw it.
Well, I did see the face, but I didn't get the name, which is what I asked you about.
I'm sorry, yeah, Vivian. As I go back to eating pudding, hoping he ignores me.
So I think the last thing is the bartender comes over to you, Elle. Looks at you and goes, "You doing okay this morning? You had a couple good drinks last night."
I apologize for anything I
No,
might have
no, you
caused.
were perfectly fine. I mean, in a sense, you were completely trashed. But other than that, I mean, I don't think I've ever seen anybody take 5 shots that quickly in that amount of time.
I suppose I got a little excited.
Well, you're always more than welcome back. You brought in plenty of customers, almost as many as he did. So if you're ever looking for a job, we're hiring.
If
Chance to retire.
my work at the Shadowguard fails, I'll look into it.
Sounds excellent. Yeah, if they all die or quit or something like that, we'll have an opening for you.
Alright.
Looking forward to it. And he kind of goes off. You guys spend your like an hour there getting breakfast if you want. I know Luke's eating a can of pudding.
No, a giant. It's more like an oil drum of pudding.
That's the comic version, yes. But in this version, he has a nice, good, solid bowl.
Comic versions source.
Yep. So, you guys want to do anything else? In the end, there's not really much there you could really get information on Vivien on. You still have tonight. You have the brawling arena. You have Izzy's
I'm gonna
the
promote that event.
herbalist. You could potentially go back to the hospital, like you said, to see if there's another victim or not.
Magnus is kind of like, well,
That was a dead end. You know, I was thinking, I need to visit a smith, and I also wanted to see about buying spell scrolls, but that's not really pertinent. I don't know what we should do next. What do you all wish to do?
You know, let's do what we should be doing and split up.
Oh, great, yes. Richard and I will look for a smith and also possibly some sort of archive, or maybe the herbalist has some spells for sale.
That sounds good. You should take Elle with you. I'll take Glad, and we'll, be back here in 2 hours or so.
Where are you
8
going?
or 10 or...
Where are you going? The hospital?
Wherever Glad feels like going.
Well, I feel like we should split it up now so we don't cover each other's tracks on accident.
We might pick up more information if we backtrack a little bit, so I wouldn't worry about that either.
I'm fine with the hospital. Let's go there.
I mean, yes, if we're all gonna go to the same place, we might as well go together rather than it's separate. That makes no sense, Luke.
No, we'll go to the hospital and check on check on our horse and tiny house, make sure everything's still good there.
what was the other place you mentioned, GM, where we could go?
There was Izzy's. That's the herbalist, which is helping
Yeah.
the children and stuff like that too.
I wanted to go there anyway to see if she had any spell scrolls or anything. So.
Okay.
What did you learn from the book, by the way?
Oh
Yeah,
yeah.
yes.
Yeah. What did I learn from the
So,
book?
you get a little bit of what Luke heard last time. A little bit of her backstory. This journal originally started with her not knowing what this creature was, but knowing that it could turn into a black dog.
Okay, wait. Take a step back.
Sure.
This seems like it's Vivien's journal. It actually seems like that's what it is.
Yeah, it definitely. I mean, it has a description. It's handwriting. There's a couple words here and there you don't recognize. It's probably in some halfling language, but in general, it describes her hunting down this creature after it killed her husband, and she has recently been tracking it. Eventually, get to a point where she's been recently tracking it to Davenport. She's actually the person in the notes. She's the person who actually recommended the mayor, the town master, to hire someone to hunt this creature down so that she could make use of him in getting her revenge. So, Glad, the reason you were hired here is because she convinced the person to bring you in. So, and since then, she's kept tabs on you. There are notes of your battle with the first battle with the Alp in this. She was watching you through those puddles and witnessed what happened. She was too far away though to track her down to where her lair was, and she escaped. Addition to that, I mean, let's see. I have to look at the rest of the stuff I have of hers. Vivien.
Because this might help us choose decisions too.
Yep. She has been searching through the sewers with no real luck in different locations around the city to see if her lair was there while the Alp was, recuperating. At least once a week, she's been spying on you, and she's been taking notes, like your trip all the way to Whiteborough, your arrival at the Shadowguard headquarters, and your trip backwards, which is when Magnus, you almost saw her as you left Ostwald. Other than that, she's been slowly trying to investigate the new killings and coma victims, but being a woman, she's been having difficulty, which, Magnus, is probably your guess as to why she passed the book along to Luke. This is you guys.
All right.
But it makes no mention of where she's staying at.
Interesting.
Did you say something about being able to turn into a dog?
Mm-hmm.
It can turn into
black-
a large black dog of sorts.
Yeah,
I mean-
the Alpcane.
Glad did tell us it was a shapeshifter.
If I see a dog, I would like to be notified of this particular black.
If you see a black dog, you want to be notified. Not just any dog, just to clarify.
Black dog.
Okay. I wasn't sure if you like speak with animals or something weird.
Magnus taps Rudyard on the shoulder, and says,
Rudyard, come down here.
Mm.
and then I like whisper in his ear, like,
If you see any dogs, feel free to eat them. Good boy.
Mm.
and then Magnus like, turns back to the rest of the party, like,
Okay, I'm ready to go.
So, are you guys splitting up then? Magnus is going with Elle to, I'm assuming, the blacksmith first, because it's right across the way from where you're at right now.
sure, yeah.
Elle, shall we?
Let's.
Right, and then we have Luke and Glad going to the hospital.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so let's go ahead and start with, first come, first serve. In this case, you go to the Titan's Sword. It is run by...
Tiefling. It's always run by a tiefling.
No, it's by a half-orc named Philia Gare Titan Sword. It's their last name. They're very old. Their left hand has steel claws that seem to have been artificially attached to it. And they glance at you as you come in and go, "Welcome. What can I get you?" As they go kind of back to like hammering what they're working on at the moment.
Magnus is like,
Well, I was looking for a skilled smith. I have this somewhat rare component. I was hoping you might be able to fashion a dagger from.
and Magnus like pulls out this phase spider fang. It's like, 2 feet long.
All right, you pull it out and look and goes, "Bone, huh?
Yes, well,
May I see it?"
carapace, yes, be careful, it's quite poisonous.
Magnus
Yeah,
like
it's
hands it over to
poison.
him.
I've dealt with worse as they grab it with their steel claw like hand.
I'm like, oh, that's an interesting contraption you have there, friend.
Made it myself.
Oh, really? My companion Luke might find that interesting.
If he buys something, I can give him info. Just
Oh,
looks at it
that'd
and goes,
That'd be great. I'd love to fit my my friend Richard was something similar.
And I like pat Richard on the arm.
"Ah." So he looks and goes, "Yes. Give me a few days. I could turn this into a dagger."
Wonderful.
It would
Will you be
also...
Yes, sorry.
Additionally, though, be another 100 gold for my labor.
Sure. I'll give you a 50 gold down payment right now.
Acceptable. Come back in a couple days. I'll have it ready for you.
At this point, I pretty much have Rudyard holding 90% of my shit, and I'm like,
Richard!
and I snap my fingers, and hopefully he holds out a purse of gold.
He
To me.
holds it out. He looks through.
And I'm like,
Thank you. Thank you, Richard.
And then I like start counting 50 coins out of my bag. And while I'm standing here counting the coins, I'm like,
This is my man. He's very good. He's been part of our estate for many years.
and I like give
His
the guy the
jaw
gold.
falls slightly as you say that, and puts it back up. And I don't. And then the Philia looks at you and goes, "I don't care."
Okay. Well, thank you for your time.
And then Magnus like shuffles out.
Okay. Ella, you look and it look at you really quick and goes, Are you looking for anything to be made? Anything you wish to purchase?
What kind of things are like around?
I mean, in a sense, this blacksmith, he doesn't carry a lot of magical weapons. He is a fine craftsman, like on requests, which is really what they deal with in terms of making, like, you know, the more stronger thing, because it is a port city, so if something gets stolen, it's easy to sneak it away. But any type of normal weapon, you're looking for great swords, mauls, great axes, your normal short swords, long swords, metal armor they have, but any kind of like leather, you'd have to go like a leather worker for.
I think I'm all right for today.
Okay. Change your mind. Come back with your friend.
Thank you.
And honestly, that kind of conversation probably took that time frame. Like Luke and Glod are still going like down the hill towards the hospital. Luke, you get a lot of waves and smiles from people as you're going down. Glod, I think nothing. Go ahead, go. Nothing else. Glad you guys continue to walk. So we're gonna go back to Magnus and Elle at this point because Glad had stepped away.
Okay.
So
actually,
go ahead.
there's a conversation I wanted to have with Elle anyway.
Perfect.
So as we're jaunting down the street towards the herbalist shop, I'm like,
Elle, so I wanted to talk to you. After seeing you in that state last night, I couldn't help but be reminded of Valna.
Ah. Yes. What about her?
Well, I know how you felt about each other, and I know it's quite painful for you what happened. I just wanted to make sure you're holding up okay. You've not really mentioned it since we left Whiteborough last.
Well, seems we've been a bit busy, and I can only hope that she's doing all right, but I would like to go back to her soon.
Yes, I think that would be best for you. I would love that for you. Why not when we get back? We'll go for a visit, and if things don't seem right, maybe we should start talking about a contingency plan. Something to make things right again. Valna does not deserve any sort of torture.
I agree. You'd be
All right.
willing to come along then?
Elle, yes, I mean, I've grown to care about you quite a bit. I consider you my good friend and companion. I'd be happy to do it in the name of love. I know I seem cold-hearted.
Thank you a lot, Mag.
Yes, it's my pleasure. I'm sorry for all you've had to go through, but just know I am thinking about you.
and then I like pat her on the back as we keep like walking down the road.
So, Izzy's Herbs is in the Ember Talon Gate little district as you enter in. It's one of those small shops you kind of passed by as you entered into the town. I've marked it on the map now.
Who's there?
This is Magnus and Elle. Since Glad stepped away, I was doing those two with Izzy first.
Mm-hmm.
So once we go through them, then
Okay.
we'll continue with you guys. So you arrive at Izzy's Herbs. She's like the building itself, like all around it. You see like the small gardens with different herbs and stuff like growing out of it. There's ivy growing up all the sides of the building itself. It almost looks like a moss like roof with a small little like chimney pipe coming out of it. And on the front of it just has like a glass pane window that just says like Izzy's at the bottom of it.
Okay, I think I mean Magnus is gonna go in and he's just gonna ask her about spell scrolls, and if she has some, I think he would spend his whole time reading through spell scrolls, kind of leaving Elle to do the questioning. It takes a little bit to kind of read just one, so
Yeah. Okay. So you go in. Let me give you a quick description of Izzy really fast.
Sure, yeah.
So Izzy is she kind of introduced herself. Her name is Izzy Nobleflower. She is an elf. She's roughly middle age or so for an elf. And she seems very interested in what you're asking her about your interests like that. She's very like trying to help you out and whatnot. So Izzy, what does she look like? Did I actually write down what she looked like, or did I mess up?
Make it up.
I did not give yet. So I was seeing if I actually had a description before I said that and then looked at it later. So Izzy is she has long silver hair with like light blue eyes. She's in just a simple like green tunic.
Older looking?
Middle aged.
Is she a human as well?
No, she's an elf. So she has she doesn't have on, it's not pants, but it's not shorts. It's the in between. I can't think of what it's called right now. Capris works, but you know, it's like tan capris and normal like little like simple leather boots.
Okay. I just come in and I'm just like, hello, Izzy. I too am somewhat of an herbalist and a spellcaster. My name is Magnus and Marigold Munch, and I like take a deep bow, and I'm like, this is my associate Elle Clark.
Pleasure, both of you.
Oh yes, a pleasure. I was just curious. Do you have any spell scrolls or droughts and filters I might be able to look through?
Yes. I mainly specialize in nature more than anything, but yeah, if you're interested, come this way. Do you need anything, miss? Before I show him this might take a little bit.
I'm all right.
Okay, feel free to look around. If you have any questions, just let me know. And she takes you over to her scroll. She goes, yes, I spent some time. We usually, on occasion, have needs trying to figure out what's issues with the animals at the stable, trying to get messages across. So they use me for some of those things. Here I have this. It is speak with animals. So if you have any creature you can just speak with, something like that, this is perfect for you. I have one where if you need, send a message quickly and as fast as possible. I have this one, which she points it to the animal messenger spell. She goes, I have this one here. This one took me a very long time to create. Took a lot of different herbs, even just to form. It is a healing word spell. And then
Nothing from the School of Illusion, huh?
Illusion. Let me take a quick look in the back. Let me look up this here. What would they have? Filter. But yes, I have this one here. She kind of like pulls it out. She comes out back with like 3 of them. She goes, this one, you can cast Disguise Self on yourself. This one here, if you're interested, this one I only use if ever absolutely needed, which is it's a fear spell. That way something
interesting.
Yes. And then this final one here, same idea. It's for those who are in need, which it looks like you might be. It's illusionary script.
Indeed.
What was her name again?
Izzy.
Izzy, that's right.
Izzy, do you mind if I read these over for a few minutes while I make a decision?
Yes, that should be fine. I'll go see if your friend needs some help.
Thank you.
And Magnus starts just flipping through the scrolls, reading through them with his monocle pulled up to his eye.
Yeah. Okay, so she comes back to you, Elle, and she goes, well, your friend is... He's reading a bit. You look a little down. You feel a little... rough night?
Quite, actually. I was kind of wondering is there any sort of, is there an herb that can calm people?
Calm in what way?
An overall...
Like someone who's very tense and stressed, someone who's angry that you want to make, happy, or at least not as angry. What do you mean?
Something to get rid of stress.
Stress. Yes, give me 1 second. She kind of goes to rummage through. and she comes back with she goes, here, I have this here. It is known as the kava kava plant. If you're looking for something to relieve stress, this is the perfect thing for it. And if you're interested, is it for you?
Actually, for a friend.
Oh, okay. Well, I would recommend not using more than a fourth of this at a time. If they end up eating more than that, it could mellow them out a little too much. But yeah, if you're interested, you can have this, which she has like a little like sack of it, for a gold.
I'll take it.
Excellent. She goes, is there anything else you need? Anything no, go ahead.
I think that's it for now.
Okay. Well, I guess we'll see if your friend is done looking at the scrolls and just made a decision or not yet. I'll be right back.
So Magnus wants to buy the fear and the illusory script scrolls,
Okay.
depending on the price.
Sure.
But first, he's gonna go over to Jazzy and be like,
Elle, don't forget, ask her about Vivien, if she knows the halfling.
Right.
and then when she comes back, I'm like,
Oh, hello, miss. Yes, I've decided on these two. How much?
These two. Sure. The first one, which is the illusionary script. I don't know if that's right now. She goes, that one would be 150 gold pieces. And then the fierce spell, that one will be, it's a little bit more expensive, as you probably could understand. Let me get you a proper price here. That one will actually be 250.
Let me see here.
Magnus is going to reach inside of. I actually think I have a gold, but just to be impressive, I reach inside of my cloak. Hold on, let me find this thing here. Yeah, and like reach inside my cloak and grab a patch on my robe beneath my cloak and like tear it off, and it like turns into a little like silver wallet, like a little silver kind of box that's meant to hold coins. And I pop it open, and it's just like 500 gold pieces just like spilling out of it, and I'm like trying to funnel them into my purse.
Oh my, that's a nice trick.
Yeah, it's just something I had up my sleeve.
And then I.
Oh, you like that, did you?
That was a good one.
You're a good one. I like you. Here's an extra 2 gold.
Oh,
So how
thank
much
you.
was it? How much was it total?
400, 150 for the one, 250 for the other, plus 2 more gold, so 402.
Okay. So let's see. It says I have 14 silver coffers. No, that can't be right. Oh, that's number 14. I see. It's just a silver coffer. Okay, and it is worth 500 gold.
Okay.
So I'm sorry. The price one more time, so I can subtract.
402 technically with the 2 gold tip.
Okay, so I have. Let me do some math in chat here. 1,021 minus 402. Really not the greatest spells, but I'm just trying to fill my spell book because I think that's what Magnus would do, especially because some of those are right up his alley. All right, so I have 619 GP left. Yeah, she just got a big fat chunk. It's probably the most money this woman's made in a long time.
she looks and she goes, thank you. Is there anything else either of you need?
Actually, I had a question about someone you may have seen.
Sure. I see people come in here and there.
Have you noticed a halfling with blonde hair who goes by the name Vivien?
Like as you ask that, you hear like a slight groan, like in like the back room. She goes, "Oh, I'm sorry. Please give me a minute. I need to give them their medicine." And she kind of goes back there. If you wish to follow, you can, and I'll talk to you there. And she kind of goes back into the back room. Do you guys follow, or do you stay and wait?
I turn to Elle and I'm like,
Let's say we follow. I'll leave Richard at the door to keep a watch.
All right.
So you guys kind of both like push past like a beaded door, or doorway. As you enter in, you see her tending to a small like child, like a dirty child. And she's just like, there, it'll be okay. As you see her like applying different, like a kind of like an herbal mix across the child's like chest. She's like, it'll be fine soon. Just relax. And it's a young male boy.
What's happened here?
This one was attacked a couple days ago by that creature thing. I've been trying to treat it since he's poor. The churches aren't covering, they can't expend their spells on him. So I'm trying to help him the best I can, but can't really do it with the ingredients I have here.
Interesting. Was he bitten?
Yes, and she kind of like shows you, and she like you just look on the neck first and see, she reaches and grabs his fingers and like kind of like there's like splits the in between and shows 2 fang marks on 2 different spots.
Can I roll a medicine check to determine if he is infected with vampirism?
Sure.
Fuck me. I roll so bad on skill checks. Someone give me a d20.
So, yeah, no, it does not. In this case, it seems like he is, from everything you can tell symptom-wise, he is afflicted with the same thing everybody else has.
Oh, about a critical hit. Yes! Thank you, Falceries. I'm assuming it's for me because I'm the only one rolling right now.
Correct.
Thanks for splitting your points with Dungeon Corp.
So instead of a 1, in this case, looking at him, yeah, you look as you kind of look at the bite there. It's been a couple days, so you start to you go over to him, you like lift his lip up, and you see like that little bit of a fang starting to like grow. It does look like he is infected with vampirism.
Magnus like shakes his head, but doesn't say anything, and just turns back to Elle and like gives her a serious like look, like they make eye contact. And then I turn back around. I'm like, anyway, back to business.
Because yes, I mean, if you were asking about a halfling, what was her name?
Correct. Vivien.
Vivien. Kind of a tallish halfling, blonde hair.
Right.
Yeah, I've seen her come in a few times. It's been a couple weeks, I think now. This is the last time I saw her. She was muttering about losing something she was looking for, and was requesting any kind of herbs that she could use for a spell for trying to locate something. I assisted. I don't know. Maybe she found what she was looking for. I don't know.
You don't know where she was going?
I don't. I do apologize. I know she mentioned she was looking in the sewers at some point, but I don't know if she's still doing that or not.
Interesting. And how would we get in the sewers if we were to look there?
And I like pull my cloak back at this point so she can see my badge.
She goes, oh, you're with the shadow. You're the replace. I remember seeing you when you left. I mean, there's a couple different ways into the sewers. Can I make a request though?
Sure.
The route I need is in the sewers, but I haven't been able to venture in there recently. It's been too dangerous. There's an entrance. I can give you the key that's over by the docks, under the High District. If you travel through that way, maybe we'll find your friend, and if so, I can give you directions towards a small cave inside there that you could grab this route from. And that would help me save so many of these young people that can't afford the church's fees.
That seems agreeable.
I like turn to Elle to check.
None.
I mean, yeah, I think we could take care of that for you. I am quite skilled at identifying herbs. I'm sure we can find what you're looking for.
That would be great. You can't miss it. And she kind of like draws out kind of a explanation of how to get there. It involves going through, opening like a rusty old gate, going down into there. As you come to the first like pathway, you make a right. She never goes left because there's a door at the end that she can never get open. And you just follow the path around. Eventually, you'll come to a stairway that you go down. It'll lead to a lower part of the sewers and across a stone bridge, through a couple more rooms that are kind of forward. and you'll eventually hit one more turn spot where you'll make a left, follow it up, and it's right there. She got.
Magnus' like head is spinning
Yeah.
by the in the directions. He's like, I think I got it.
It's a left and a right, and then a right, and then a left and a right. But at the same point, she goes, yeah. So here's the key. You can't miss the plant. It's a blue glowing. Oh, it looks almost like a mushroom. Like they imitate mushrooms underground, even though it actually is a leafy plant. Pull some out, grab the roots, bring them back as many as you can. The more you bring, the better off we'll be. Then I can help take care of the young ones like this.
Okay, yeah, fine, that's a deal.
Magnus like reaches out his hand to shake.
She goes, thank you very much, and she kind of shakes your hand, and then you like let go, and the key is like in your hand at that point in time.
Nice.
She
Smooth.
goes, the sooner you do it, the better.
We'll get on it right away. Thank you so much. I really appreciate this.
Thank you too. Also, I'll see if I can think of some other reward possibly for you when you come back. I'll see if I have something.
Magnus just like nods
She goes,
and starts to head out.
yeah. And then we fade out on you guys and fade in on Glad and Luke. You guys are standing in front of the hospital, looking up at it. As you walk, I think actually just before you get to it, someone looks at, kind of walks by and looks at you and goes, "It's you!"
Yeah, it's me.
Not you, him. And they look
I
at
just
Who are you referring to? Glad, right?
no, you. You're the person that said the vampire was in here last night. Did you get it? Because you recognize
no,
it's the guard
actually,
in his normal clothes.
I swear it must have run into this, some building around here. Quite scary, Have you heard of any other attacks? Did we miss it?
Yeah, there was another attack last night.
Oh no, where was it?
It was down by the docks.
We must have
Say-
scared it away.
I mean, it's kind of close to here, so I guess. I mean, I thank you for saving my life. This one didn't make it though. The body's inside. You can find down in the morgue.
Think
Well-
nothing of it, friend. We're gonna have to, take a quick trip down to the docks. We gotta go investigate this, Shadowguard business and whatnot there.
Understandable. I mean, the body's not going
so-
anywhere, right?
No, it's not. So we're gonna go see if we can find some clues down there. If anyone comes poking around, you best let the Shadowguard know, though. All right?
Yeah, sure. I wouldn't. Who else would be poking around? Why would anybody poke around?
You don't know, but you helping the Shadowguard. You're doing some good work there. Keep it up, man. Just start, turn around and start walking away, ending the conversation there.
Luke and
Come
Glad,
on.
would you both give me a perception check? Glad, same thing kind of as before. Corner of your eye, you see in a small little water fountain nearby. You see the little face of this halfling. Quite briefly, she sees you and vanishes once again.
I'm gonna try to get Luke's attention, but I imagine she's gone by the time he looks.
Yeah.
So, I imagine you say Vivien was there.
Yeah, something.
So, if she was there, then she's gotta be nearby, right?
By the sounds of her notebook, no. If she was watching me when I was, meeting with you guys and we were traveling on the road.
Maybe she saw. Hey, Vivien, are you there? As I look in the air.
No response.
No, I think you're just imagining things again. Let's go check out the dock there. Before any leads go cold.
Might as well.
Okay. So you guys go down to the docks. And I think that might be where we have to pick it up next week. Seeing what Luke and Glad do down at the docks. So, those who watched today, thank you guys all for watching. You can catch me on twitch.tv/amelwind. I run a game on Sundays at 9 a.m. Central Standard Time. Other than that, I don't think I'm going to get in actually might even be late this week because I have a housewarming party this Saturday, so it might be slightly later than normal. But there probably will be no other stream from me this week because I'm preparing, getting my house fixed for that. Other than that, I thank you guys all for watching. I hope you enjoyed today. I'm interested to see continually how you guys change the narrative with these crit fails and crit rolls. So I'm looking forward to it. I think it'll be fun. Other than that, Charlie, you got anything?
I'm gonna post the link for Space Case podcast on SoundCloud here in chat. We've started a new sci-fi RPG podcast and stream. It's called Space Case. It's really fun so far. We've only done one episode, but it's up on SoundCloud, iTunes, all that other stuff as a podcast. And you can catch a new episode streaming here on the Chop Shop Network on Sunday. I'm the game master. Some of the people in chat, Easy Sailor, Falseries are in it. Our friend Ruben from Kid Tested Mother Approved. Also, check out all of the previous episodes of Shadowguard now on our YouTube. I'm gonna have the bot drop that YouTube link in chat, and follow us on all the socials. Thank you so much for tuning in. It was a blast.
All right, awesome. All right, guys, we will see you next week. See you later.